Hello and welcome to Speak to Success. We at Speak to Success, as your mentors, are grateful that you are starting your journey of English with us, and we're here to guide you along the way and connect with each and every one of you. This is our first video in the first module, Basics and Vocabulary Unit. We also have our grammar module and reading comprehension, as well as speaking, a speech module, and a writing module. So be on the lookout for upcoming modules after this one to further your learning on this YouTube course. Thank you so much, and let's begin with the video. This is the English alphabet lesson. Let's go ahead and learn our ABCs. Now, many of you, when starting off with English, like any other language, must know the lexical and lexical meaning aspects of that language. And for your information, a lexicon refers to the units of vocabulary, the basic units of language that come together to form vocabulary and meaningful units of a language. So a lexicon can even refer to a dictionary, and it can also refer to vocabulary of a language, such as English. So let us begin. Remember, if you have any trouble with the vocabulary in this video, make sure to go onto the Quizlet that we will provide in the Quizlet classroom so you can refresh that vocabulary that our Speak to Success mentors have been preparing for you. So let's begin. As a side note, there will be multiple titles and categories, so you can choose which area you need to focus on for vocabulary and practice that. Remember, practice always makes perfect. And before I begin with the actual lesson, I want to let you know that you can always reach out to us at speaktosuccessstudents@gmail.com or our social media platforms, such as our Instagram, Speak to Success Students, if you need any help with, or Speak to Success, sorry, if you need any help with the material that we're covering, or you have questions about our course, which is available to all levels, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and it is for all ages. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. Now let's begin with the lesson. Let's start. Now this first picture here is that of, I'm going to give you the vocabulary word, an alligator, and alligator starts with the letter A. So today we're actually focusing on the 26 letters of the alphabet, and this is the standard English alphabet that is used when spoken and written in English. And in an upcoming video, you will learn about phonics and phonemes, as well, and other more intricate concepts as you get further along in your English training regarding the sounds that these letters and combinations of letters and specific, and you will get into the specifics of that. So A is for alligator in this case, and you can find any vocabulary word that starts with an A as an example, and you can practice like this later on. So A for alligator. Now let's look at this next letter. This is a ball. So you have B for ball, and in particular, this is a baseball. Now, the next picture here is showing a camera. So we are saying C for camera. Now, the next one is D for dinosaur. D for dinosaur. So that's a D right there. Great. We have done A, B, C, D. So let me write that down here. I'll write it down. A, B, and these are just commas that I'm including between A, B, C, D. So those are our 4 letters. Now let's move on to the next set of 4 letters. Okay, so this here is egg. That's the word we're using, egg. Now, the first letter here is an E. So, E for egg. Now, right after that, we have a flower. And the first letter is an F. So, F for flower. Now, this is a gate. So, G-A-T-E, gate. And the first letter is a G. G for gate. And our last picture here in this page is a hospital. And H for hospital. So what letters did we learn today on this page? We learned E. Let me write that better. E, F, G, and H. So far we've gone through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Great, so let's do the next page. Okay, what is this first picture right over here? This is an igloo. And this is an igloo, so we see an I here at the beginning, so that's a I for igloo. Then we have some jelly beans here, so let me write that here. Jelly bean. Okay, then here we have a king. So that's K for king, and I forgot to underline here. So J for jelly bean, K for king. And our last one here is a lemon. We have a lemon, or lemons in this case. So we have lemons, so L for lemons. So our words here, or letters here, were I, J, K, and L. And this is the proper way to write these letters. So just I, J, K, L. And I'm putting these underlines under them so you can see them. You don't really include them when you write the letter, but the proper way would just be the I right here, the J or the K or the L. Okay? So now let's move on to the next page. We have a monkey, and the monkey is actually holding a banana. And if you remember, banana, so then the word banana, we actually start with a B. So B for banana, and M for the monkey who is holding the banana. So M for monkey. Now, the next one we have here is a nose. This is a nose. And we say N for nose because it starts with an N. The word starts with an N. It starts with A-N. So N for nose. And the next one we have here is O. So this branch has several olives on it. So O for olives. And this is a man. This right here, let me draw a line. This is a picture of a man carrying several packages. So I've actually written out the word packages here for you. So this is the word packages, and these little boxes here are the packages. And this man is most likely a mailman or a postman, and he's carrying them. And so the letter P is the first word in this word. So we say P for packages. So what letters have we learned here? We've learned the letter M, the letter N, the letter O, and the letter P. So the letter M, N, O, and P. Great. So now let's move on to our next slide. So this right over here is a quill. So this is spelled like this with two L's, but it starts off with a Q. So Q, quill, Q for quill. And again, here you see this is the feather of the wing or tail feather of any bird, and then we have the shaft here for writing. So that's a quill. And our next one here is a rope. So R for rope, the letter R for rope. And here we have a boy, and what is that boy doing? He is sleeping, so I'm going to say sleep, so S for sleep. And over here, so we have like a mixture of, when these words, we have a mixture of nouns and verbs. So for example, here sleep is actually a verb, not a noun, like many of these others have been, but we will go and cover nouns and verbs in our grammar series and lessons. So don't worry about that if you don't know what a noun and verb is for now. We will be discussing that in future videos, so stay tuned for that. And if you do know them, that is great, and you can skip ahead to those videos. Okay, and our next word here is a telephone. So telephone, and this is a push button telephone. It's an older style telephone. Now we actually have our cell phones, and we don't have these push button telephones, or we don't have, and actually sometimes we do in our houses now have our landline telephones or home phones. So that's some information right there about that. So just to clarify the vocab word. And here we see the letter T, so T for telephone. Okay, so let's recap and see go back and see which letters we've learned. So we've learned Q, R, S, and T. So that's Q, R, S, and T. Those are our letters. Okay, so we're almost to the end. Our next word here is, as you can see, we have an umbrella. So that's our word, umbrella. And you usually use those on a rainy day, right, to keep yourself dry. So the letter here we use is U. So we're saying U for umbrella, the word umbrella. Okay, and you can always go ahead and replace for all of these letters. You can come up with a vocabulary word that starts with that letter to help you practice, and you can also trace these letters. So U for umbrella, and then here we have a vase or vase, and the letter that starts this word is a V, so V for vase, or V for vase, and we usually keep flowers in there, right, water. So our next word here is it may not seem obvious at first because here you're seeing a boy, so again, to help you remember some of the letters we've gone over, B for boy, right? And here we actually have a snowman, right? So snowman, and snowman, so that starts with an S here, so S for snowman. And that's just to recap, but and you see that this boy over here is covered up with a lot of warm clothing to keep himself warm and insulated, right? So this boy right here, and he's wearing mittens and hats, a sweater, and boots. So what season does this remind you of? Well, it reminds me, and it should remind you, of the season winter. So W for winter. Winter. Okay, and then our other word here is a xylophone. And you spell xylophone with a X, actually. It may sound like it's with a Z, but it's actually spelled with an X. So it's an unusual word, but that's how it's spelled. So a lot of times we say X for xylophone. So xylophone, and it's a percussion instrument, and we actually use mallets to play it. So this is actually, these are two mallets, a pair of mallets that are going to be used to play the percussion instrument or xylophone. So a mallet, just for detail, I'm going to just say that this mallet is spelled with two L's and M for mallet. Okay, so great. So we've covered till X. So let's go. Oh, let me quickly recap our words that we've learned. So we've learned, or letters we've learned. So we've learned U, V, W, and X. So those are our letters. Now our last two letters, we're on our last two letters. Congratulations. We have here a yak. And a lot of times you will hear that yak skin is used, and yaks are sadly hunted for their skin. They live in cold climates, so you'll see, so this is a yak, and has two horns here. Just, for a recap, this is how you spell horn, or let me go write this better for you guys. Horn, and horn starts with an H, so H for horn. Okay, so Y for yak, and our last one, well, you can probably guess what this is. If you see here, we have a title, it's a zoo. Zoos we go to see animals at the zoo, right? So zoo is one of the many unique words that starts with the Z. You will see not many words that start with the Z in the English language when you're going through vocab words later. And we will make sure to, post vocab words consistently, and you'll see that not many words are going to start with the Z. So Z for zoo. Okay, so if we're recapping, we've learned the letter Y and Z. So Y and Z. Great, so let's go over all the words one more time just to help us do this. So you can repeat after me, and you can always practice at home. Remember, practice makes perfect. And you can always send us a recording at our Gmail, speaktosuccessstudents@gmail.com, if you want us to go over that with you. Or you can practice with our worksheets and articles that we'll have posted in the description below. And practice tracing, and also practice writing, coming up with your own vocab words that start with these letters. So let's go. Go ahead and say out loud the 26 letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and 1 second, I'm going to go over one quick fun fact for you guys in this video. The flower here, actually, there's a homophone, and a homophone means that you have two words of different spellings, two words with different spellings. The way the letters are arranged are different, meaning they have different spellings, they have different, they sound the same, they have the same pronunciation. And so when you say them out loud, they sound identical. And you'll learn about phonics in another video, as I mentioned before. So they have different spellings, same pronunciation or same sound when you're saying them out loud, but they have different meanings too. They have the words, when you speak lexically, they have different meanings. And a homophone of the word flower, a homophone of flower is actually this word, flower, here. And it means a sack of flour. Flour used to bake bread or any baked delicacy or good. You would use flour, right? So that's our kitchen ingredient, flour, and this is flower, which refers to a flower you'd see in your garden, right? A plant. So that is called a homophone, and it falls under the broad category of homonym. Okay, so so homophone goes under the broad category of a homonym. Okay, so homophone would go under the broad category of a homonym, and a homonym, we'll talk about this later, but it also refers to words with either the same pronunciation like a homophone or the same spelling. So you can either have a homonym with the same pronunciation like a homophone, or words that have the same spelling but different meanings, which actually, as a additional fact, are those words with the same spelling but different meanings and pronunciations are called homographs. So that is something interesting for you to look at. So you have this would again fall under homonym, but homonyms also refer to homographs as well. And a homonym sometimes, in very strict cases, could refer to both words that have both the same spelling and the same pronunciation, but different meanings. Okay, great. So let's move on to our next slide here. We went over the letters I, J, K, and L. We went over the letters M, N, O, and P. We went over Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, and Y and Z. So I hope you enjoyed. We hope you, at Speak to Success, hope you enjoyed this video on the 26 letters of the alphabet. And remember, practice makes perfect. So make sure to find any resources available to keep practicing those letters. And it's the foundation of English again, and we'll be using this for the rest of this course. So this is the very basic foundation that you need to have to continue on with your English journey. And we're here to help you along the way at any point. And also, you can take a look at our description resources as additional resources, or in our Quizlets and worksheets, articles, any of that to help you. And always find other ways to practice as well. And you will see that you will soon find yourself mastering the alphabets and also the English language at the end of this course. So we're so thankful that you're taking this course, a YouTube course, and we hope you find it helpful. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.